Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, we did it.
All right, that's all we got to say.
Okay, bye.
Yeah, just yes. God, it's so exciting. You're all right. First off, you're listening on and off the field with Durf and Dylan, just so you know exactly what you're tuning into in case you didn't know that already. Boy. Oh, so let's back up. You're listening to On and Off the Field, the award-winning podcast with Durf and Dylan. Or do you say you're listening to the award-winning podcast On and Off the Field with Durf and Dylan?
That way. Yep.
It that way? Okay. Because, boy, oh boy, everybody knew we already won the Maps Media Next Best Podcast competition. But then Mass Media just kind of put the cherry on top and bam, sent these bad boys over. These are real, man. These are like crystals, baby. Look at this.
Yeah.
Look, they have like, they say Dylan in it and Durf on it, and it says Maps Media Next Best Podcast competition winner on and off the field. Check that out.
Oh, yeah.
It's impossible to see on the camera.
But those are nice, though.
It's very nice. They're heavy. These are legit. So you are listening to the award-winning podcast On and Off the Field with Durf and Dylan. We're going to say that forever now. That's just fact. That's just facts. I'm going to flaunt the ever-loving crap out of that.
We won't win another award for the rest of this lifetime of the show, but we're an award-winning podcast.
And you don't have to say, like, you don't have to say we only had to go against, like, 3 other podcasts. It was a small-based one. You don't have to say any of that. You just got to say award-winning, and people are like, oh, man, these people are legit. We are legit. Legit all day. So make sure you share out and follow and like and subscribe to the award-winning podcast On and Off the Field, and Durf can tell you where to do all that.
Yeah, you can follow, like, and share on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Make sure to rate and review the show on Apple Podcasts so we know how we're doing and what you like or dislike about the show. Give us those 5 stars, baby. And you can find all these links at onandoffthefield.com, along with our fundraising efforts, and to learn more about myself, Dylan, and this award-winning show.
Award-winning. It's so much fun to say. Don't you just get excited saying that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's so much fun. The Fantasy Football League is ready to roll. So excited for that. Fantasy Football League for the OOTF family group. Very exciting. OOTF gaming page. I tried to go live on yesterday. Mm-hmm. I tried to go do our first gaming live stream, and I was like 6 minutes in, and then the broadcast stopped. Like, it got interrupted somehow. So super disappointing. Going to try and figure that out later. But it is coming. It's coming down the pipeline. Don't worry, folks. We're working on it. The merch, make sure you go to onoutthefield.com. As Fred said, you got the store tab. You can go get yourself some merch. Like we said before, got them stickers for days. We'll be doing sticker giveaways eventually. Just got to figure out why, when, where, how. Use OOTF at checkout for 10% off. And that's it. And we're going to get this show, like, let's see, does that make Triple Shot Sports a military decorated podcast? This one is too, well, not decorated. I was there. I was in an Army uniform for 6 years. It was a fun time. But yes, Triple Shot Sports can be a military decorated podcast. You can label it as such. Go for it. That's all the warm up we have. We have so much to get to. It's week 1 of the NFL.
Oh, yeah.
It's felt like years.
Yeah.
Years.
We finally made it.
Like, not only did we not have preseason and the off season was like just generally shortened, but just all the crap that's happened in 2020. It's just felt like forever. And we need this. Everyone in America needs this right now. And it's going to be awesome. So first and foremost, we're going to make a quick segment out of the other sport. Didn't see that coming, did you? Maybe a little. Kind of jumped right in. That's fine. We're going to make a quick segment out of this, like 10 minutes max, because we got so much to get to for NFL. So first off, NBA, Major League Baseball, it's happening. If you care, go watch it. The Yankees suck. Mariners have lost 2 in a row after winning 6 in a row. So, what are you going to do? Dodgers are still like the best team in baseball. So,
real quick, MLB. I know we're going to talk about it.
Yeah.
Did you hear what the Braves did last night against the Marlins?
Oh, was that the 29
runs? What? Was Miami even playing? I mean, they still scored, I think, 9, but still.
Yeah, I think it was 29-9. Yeah.
Yeah.
Still. See, and you don't hear, nobody is talking about unwritten rules this time around.
Right.
Yeah, you have 29 runs, and they're still hitting home runs after they already had 15-plus runs. They're still hitting dingers. They didn't care.
Yeah.
But you don't have the media right now just going unwritten rules. They ran up the score. What? No one's talking about it. But you can't. The pick and choose media sucks. The pick and choose media. Unwritten rules for this game, but we're not going to talk about unwritten rules this game. And I think it was because the teams themselves made a bigger deal out of it, i.e. the Rangers.
Yeah.
But still, I mean, you can't pick and choose when to talk about unwritten rules.
Yeah.
It's annoying. It's annoying to me. This is why I'll never have a job at like ESPN or something, because I'll tell them I don't like to do pick and choose. I don't like hot takes. I don't like doing stupid segments. Oh, well, you're not hired, because that's literally what we do here. Brandon says Chiefs 27-23. Is that Super Bowl prediction, or is that for tonight? I'd imagine that's for tonight's game, 27-23. And he says nobody swung on a 3-0 pitch apparently and hit it. And I guess no one swung on a 3-0 pitch and hit a grand slam for the Braves. So
nice.
I guess that's the difference. That's fair.
Yeah.
I'm just 29 runs is excessive. Let's not pretend like that's not excessive.
Yeah, it's a lot.
That's a football score, 29-9. My God.
But literally, yeah.
Okay, he confirmed. That's tonight. Chiefs win 27-23 tonight. All right. So, anything else for Major League Baseball in your mind?
Nope. That's all.
Just that one? All right. NBA. The Raptors won a thrilling double overtime game against the Celtics in Game 6. So, they're going to Game 7 Friday night. Mm-hmm. Fred, I feel I have sorrow for you because that was a rough game.
That was
generally for the officiating. That was rough.
Yeah. There was so much at the end there. I was like, what are they doing? Like, the Raptors were just like, they wanted the Raptors to win because they want Game 7 because they're the defending champs. And they were just getting away with nonsense. Like, I saw one player in the paint carrying the basketball like a football, taking like 4, 5, 6 steps.
That's a Euro step, Fred.
Oh, come on.
It's a Euro step. That's what they call traveling these days when you're in the paint.
Oh, man. I didn't know we were tucking the ball and running like a running back. Not these days in basketball. Come on. But, yeah, Game 7, the Celtics are probably super pissed off after going alls out last night. So they're probably going to put a clinic on tomorrow like they did on Game 5.
Yeah, I think here, this is where I need my music to play the theme song or the segment of stats off the top of my head. You know, it's going to be something we're going to add in here eventually. I think 4 out of the 5 starters for the Raptors played over 50 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
But all of the starters for both teams all played over 40, if not over 45 probably.
Yeah.
That's insane. If you want my NBA take, on Game 7, it'll be a very low-scoring affair. It'll be under 100 points. It'll be like a 95-93 game, whatever you want.
I'll take it.
That's what I'll say. I'll take the under on the score all day because these people are exhausted.
Oh, yeah.
He says nothing is excessive for those 29 runs from the Braves. I guess I probably worded it wrong. I don't think that it's excessive either. Score as much as you want. I don't care. I just think the media or people in baseball care when the scores get run up. I don't care personally. You know, I've seen, like Little League games or like high school football games where teams run up scores and
Yeah.
and coaches get fired for running up scores. I've seen that. That's ridiculous. There they are.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
Strikeout beer. Yo, strikeout beer, Brandon, Alan. I make sure you're both here because in a couple minutes I got to ask you guys a question about beer, okay? Make sure you stay here. We got to get through this first. The Heat finished off the Bucks. Giannis-less Bucks, really. They kept the game close for the most part. They tried their best, but the Heat won, and it was pretty much writing on the walls for that series. So the Heat are going to end up playing the Raptors or the Celtics.
Yep.
So we still got to wait on for that. Who do you have taking that? Yeah, well, you want the Celtics to win, obviously.
Well, yeah.
So you're biased. I can't ask you. If Kyle Lowry shows up, who he played well over 50 minutes.
Yeah.
If Kyle Lowry somehow rehabs well enough in these next 48 hours and he shows up how he showed up last night, hitting some clutch threes, then because his fadeaway that he had to take the lead and he fell to the ground, that was him playing over 50 minutes right there, exhausted, fadeaway, just 2-point jump shot. That was amazing. So if that Kyle Lowry shows up, I'm going to take the Raptors. But if they're too exhaustive, he doesn't. If if Van Vliet doesn't show up, then I'll take the Celtics. L.A. and Houston tonight. The L.A. Lakers, I should say.
Yeah.
Lakers are up 2-1. If the Lakers take this game, then I'll have them taking the series. If Houston ties it up, we can revisit it then. But for now, I'll leave. I don't know who's going to win this tonight. I really have no idea.
Yeah.
It could go either way.
Yeah, it's a very back and forth kind of series there, so we'll see.
It really just depends on if LeBron and AD want to play basketball tonight or not. That's really what it comes down to.
Yeah.
And then the Clippers and the Nuggets, where the Clippers can close it out tomorrow night. They're up 3-1 right now, and I'm pretty sure they're going to close it out.
Yeah.
I don't think there's really a chance there. Because Jamal Murray, I think his name is. He's exhausted. He got crushed during the Jazz. He gave it all during the Jazz series. He hasn't showed up this entire series. It's probably Kawhi's doing, but yeah. So it'll either be the Lakers against the Clippers or Houston against the Clippers. I'd rather see Lakers. Two LA teams going at it. That'd be a lot of fun.
Battle of Los Angeles.
They can promote that for days. We have Tony. Yeah. We have the Strikeout Beer Boys here. So real quick, Tampa Bay, but Tampa Bay still being Tampa Bay. They're up 2-0. Islanders suck. They scored with 8 seconds left to win the game 2-1. It was epic and awesome. And I don't think enough people talked about it. We don't talk about it either. It's hockey, but the Lightning are just the Lightning. And then Vegas tied up with the Stars. So their series is 1-1. And I know Strikeout Beer Boys are Stars fans. Sorry, guys. It's going to be a weird series there. I feel like the Stars can still win it, but it's a weird series.
Yeah.
All right, before we go to NFL news, real quick for the Strikeout Beer Boys. I when I was on vacation, I found a beer that I have never seen before. I did not try it because I would have had to purchase 4 cans of it for $10, and I was too scared to buy it. But I have never heard of this in my life. Have you ever heard of a dark IPA? And it's a dark IPA because they add chocolate malt into their brewing process at some point. I don't know when they add it. I imagine it's right before the mash part. It gets squeezed in there somewhere. Chocolate malt in an IPA. That's weird, right? Have you ever tried it? I need to know your answer. So as we wait for their answer, we'll transition into NFL news.
Yeah.
Yeah, 4 cans for $10 is good for, I'm just a cheap person. I mean, these are the ones I got, the tall boys here, 4 cans, $10. It's a good beer. I'm just cheap. I didn't want to waste $10 on beer that I don't like. So the person, I would imagine it's Brandon behind Strikeout Beer. He says he's had it. I think False Idol has one. Okay, I've heard of False Idol. And then Tony has not has not tried a dark IPA yet. What kind of man says I'm not scared to purchase beer. I'm scared to purchase beer for $10 for 4 cans that I might not like, and then I waste my $10. That's what I'm more scared of. That I'm terrified of. That's terrifying.
You're afraid of that return on investment not happening.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go.
It's $10, man. It's $10 don't come easy. If I found $10 on the street, I'd go buy it. But
yeah, there you go.
not this. So we already got the banner up. NFL news as we wait for, I would assume, Brandon from Strikeout Beer to come in and say what he thinks of dark IPAs, because that's what I really want to know. NFL news. So this one we weren't really gonna. This wasn't on the docket until last second. I just added it because I just saw it. Dak Prescott came out and publicly stated that he had depression and anxiety issues during the offseason. He said he sought help in the offseason after the death of his older brother, Jace, and just the general coronavirus pandemic, everything going on. His quote, "When you have thoughts that you've never had, I think that's more so than anything a chance to realize it and recognize it, to be vulnerable about it. Talk to my family, talk to the people around me simply as I did at the time. Some of them obviously had dealt with it before, was able to have some of those conversations and then reach out further just to more people. I think being open about it and not holding those feelings in was one of the better things for me." He went on to say a lot more, obviously, but that's the one I took out of the article that was on ESPN. So if you want to read more, feel free to go to ESPN and read the entire article. We've talked about this many times on the show, and I'm pretty sure this is where our next fundraiser will go once this one's complete, is somewhere in the mental health field, because that's the one I've always wanted to do.
Yeah.
But with like recent events and things, we've chosen other ones. But this, man, it's mental health is so important. I read a picture on Facebook. It was like just something that someone posted. And, you're in school, college, work, and you break your leg. You get a cast. Everyone comes over and signs your cast. It's like, I hope that feels better soon. They feel sorry for you. When you come to someone and says you have a brain injury, a muscle is, your brain's a muscle. It's a part of you, but you say it's broken. There's something broken in there. You're not right in your head. People run the other way. They don't want to talk about it, or they make fun of you saying that your brain's weak. It's just the reality of the world we live in, unfortunately. And I'm glad this was the top story at ESPN, and I'm glad that Dak came out and said what he has said, that he went through this and he sought help, and talking about it helped him. A lot of people look up to Dak Prescott, a lot of kids. I'm sure there's a lot of young adults that look up to Dak, like all these athletes. So reading something like this, that a superstar, someone who's making millions of dollars, can have these issues and talk about it, so can you. It's normal to go get help. You don't have to be. I lost what I was going to say there. You can take over from that point if you want. If you have something to say, I lost my train of thought there for a second for some reason.
I mean, I just agree with you there, saying that it's a top headline for ESPN right now, because that's this year. This just needs to be addressed. This kind of situations need to be addressed, and just we need to support people like that. Like, this is becoming more evident in today's society, and don't call people like that snowflakes. Don't call them wusses. Don't call them something wrong with them. Like, help them, support them any way you can. Ask them how their day is going. Ask them, hey, is there anything I can help you with right now? Like, you don't know what someone else is going through until sometimes it's too late. And that's where I'm glad that we're getting this out in the open, especially in the sports world, because I think the sports world has such an influence to help things change like this. Same with Black Lives Matter movement. And how much that's put into the sports world and how much that's helped change outside of the sports world. And so I'm just glad to hear that there's some more evidence for people who might be struggling, who need to hear this, who look up to, are into sports, and this is just more evidence for them that everything is going to be fine, and that there's people out there that are willing to help you, and it'll be okay. Like, everything is going to work out. There are people there to help you, and I don't know. I'm just glad. I'm running out here, but yeah. I'm like,
same thing happened to me. Yeah, you're trying to wrap it up, and it's like you could just keep talking about it. There's so many aspects to mental health and illnesses. Strikeout Beer, his brother was doing some push-up challenge for mental illness awareness. There's a lot of stuff like that out there. I've always wondered how that helps. It's good. It brings awareness. It's a challenge. It gets people talking about it.
Yeah,
and that's good for that aspect of it. Yeah. If your brother passes away, I believe it was his younger brother too, or his older brother. Either way,
brother,
was it old? That's tough.
Oh,
you have to talk to someone. You can't bottle that stuff up, and that's what a lot of people, a lot of kids grew up being taught. Bottle that stuff up. Don't let them see your emotions, because you'll get made fun of, and it's highly, highly unhealthy behavior. So, and what's even more unhealthy is the people making fun of the people that come out and say that they're having issues. Those people are the absolute worst. So, thank you, Dak. Thank you, ESPN, for highlighting that. And let's move on for more NFL news. Von Miller is officially done for the season. His MRI on Wednesday revealed dislocated peroneal tendon.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which it means his tendon flipped over the ankle bone.
Whoops. That's a little bit of a whoops there.
And he'll miss 5 to 6 month rehab, miss 3 months. Stuff. His season's over most likely.
Yeah.
What the weirdest part about this was, I read something that said this happened at the end of practice. Like, they weren't even in pads. They weren't going full speed, and they just called it like a freak accident.
Yeah.
It was just something that happened. Just nothing big was going on, and it just happened, and it was awful. And God, what a way to go. Right before the season's about to start. Man. Yeah. And then Von Miller was one of the first people to contract coronavirus in the NFL. And he says he's been working his way back. He's been working hard to get back to, full lung capacity. Right. He says his lungs, he doesn't feel the same after contracting the virus.
Oh, wow.
So he's been dealing with that. Now he has this. Someone make sure Von Miller's okay. If anyone's got Von Miller's phone number, make sure to text him, make sure he's doing okay, because he has had a long 2020, and it's just going to get even worse now. Yeah, last play of practice, terrible. Absolutely terrible for Von Miller. But we will revisit the Broncos and Von Miller at the end of this episode, because I think Derp has something he wants to say about the Broncos. But that's it. That's all we got. The rest of this show, week 1, baby.
Yeah.
It's all about week 1. This is what Thursdays are going to be from here on out and on and off the field, or at least until the season's over again, which will be very depressing, but that's a reality we all have to face someday. But for now, it's week 1. Tonight, Texans and Chiefs. Woo!
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes on a fresh 10-year, $500 million deal, whatever the heck that was. Deshaun Watson getting 4 years, $160 extension on his deal. The Texans are a new look team right now. Brandon Cooks got brought in. Randall Cobb got brought in. Will Fuller's still there. You got David Johnson in there. D-Hop is gone. And somehow the Chiefs are virtually the same team. Nope. I don't know how, but they just are.
Oh.
They paid everybody, and they're just sitting there like, yeah, we're awesome. So I could ask you who you're picking tonight to win, but I mean, I think everyone already knows, right?
Yeah.
I mean, everyone can play along in the comments if you're watching right now. I see we got at least 6 eyeballs in here right now. Fred, Thursday Night Football, Week 1, first game of the season. Let's start out with a bang. Who do you got winning tonight and why?
Well, I'm taking the Chiefs without a doubt.
Wait, huh?
Oh yeah, shocker here. Chiefs at home at the first game after the Super Bowl. Yeah, the Texans aren't even going to get a lead tonight like they did in the divisional playoff game, because that's not happening. The Chiefs are just going to wreck. They're going to train coming through. Look out.
Yeah, wire to wire for the Chiefs tonight, if I had to guess.
Oh yeah,
because Brandon Cooks already had an injury. No, he's already hobbling around.
Yeah.
This is what I've been saying, because D-Hop is gone. He's been the one consistent player for Deshaun Watson, and he's gone. And everyone's like, well, look at this slew of talent around him. Will Fuller, Brandon Cooks, Randall Cobb. My God. That's you just slap him on a poster and call him the IR squad. That's not something to be proud of. It's just not.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm terrified for Deshaun Watson. People are calling him a potential MVP candidate. He's not going to have wide receivers. Brandon Cooks is already hurt.
Yeah.
What do you want from him? He has David Johnson. He's like 32, coming off a major injury.
Oof. Yeah.
God. Yeah, Chiefs wire to wire. It's going to be ugly. It kind of sucks that if it is ugly, it's the first game of the season. It won't be much of a thriller. Hopefully, Deshaun Watson gives us something to watch.
Yeah. I'll give you a score, too.
Okay, oh, God, here we go. Give it to me.
Chiefs, 31. Texans, 24.
Okay, well, that'd be a fun game. I'd watch that. All right. Potential, if the Texans have the ball at the end of the game, one-score game, I'd like that. I just don't want to see 45-10.
Yeah, we don't want that.
Just don't give me that. But it'll be good for the Chiefs, to say, hey, we're here still. Don't forget about us. We're still here to kick all your butts.
Oh.
Yeah. So that's that. Unfortunately, that's not too much to talk about with our first game this season, because it's probably just going to be a slaughter fest. I guess the other portion is that there will be fans at this game.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people have slept on that fact that it's the Super Bowl champs, and we're still going to have fans. And a lot of people are complaining about, there's going to be fake fan noise. It's just not going to be the same. Have you even noticed watching an NBA game that there's no fans in stands? Have you watched an MLB game and you're like, man, this sucks because there's no fans in the stands? No, baseball just sucks because it sucks. Sorry for those who love baseball. It's hard. It's hard to watch baseball. It just is.
Hell yeah.
My God. I think, someone made a really funny comment. It was like an article or a video, and they were talking about this 5-minute period in baseball. And someone commented on it. They're like, oh, so what, like 2 pitches? Yeah, pretty much. I just get so hard to watch. And, the pitcher takes a timeout. He's like winding up. He's like, he takes a step back. And then, all right, the pitcher's ready to go again. And then the batter steps out of the box. Is like, oh, my God, throw the freaking ball. Damn it.
I think golf is faster than baseball sometimes.
Well, because they can change cameras, and people are constantly hitting the ball in golf. I prefer to watch golf than baseball. That's not a lie. It's not even. Oh God, it's so frustrating to watch baseball. Same thing with hockey. We've been there. We talked about that last week. But yeah, fans in the stands.
Yeah,
it's going to be exciting. But at the end of the day, with pretty much a majority of the other teams not having fans in the stands, people are overreacting. You're not going to notice. You're just not going to. Some way, somehow, the NFL will make it seem like they're virtually isn't fans, or there will be. You won't even notice.
Well, yeah, and like I think what is it, 75 decibels? I think is the max with music for artificial crowd noise. So it's literally, I measured it on my Apple Watch. It's literally like this loudness. That's all the louder it is.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Do you think?
I think it's a good thing for the teams that people can't hear as much.
Yeah.
Like say like someone from an upcoming opponent is like watching the game and trying to listen. Like I think it gets a word it like basically it coats all that underlying noise that we normally don't hear anyway. Because
that's what I was excited about. That's what I wanted. I wanted all the underlying noise. I could get why you can't have that.
Yeah, but I mean it'd be similar like with how the XFL was with mic'd up players the entire time. Like you could have that situation, but yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting
back too. Oh, Dwayne the Rock Johnson saving the XFL. That's fun. Yeah. We'll talk about that someday once it gets finalized. All right, so we're 1-for-1 there. Chiefs, Texans, Chiefs win. All right. First game we got on the docket here: Eagles at the Washington Football Team. Who do you got?
I'm taking the Eagles.
Yeah, that's tough. That's a good start for the season for the Eagles.
Yeah.
To start with that dumpster fire for your season. That's just a good way to get off to a hot start.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I have my worries about the Eagles this season. You know, like I had a chance to draft Carson Wentz last night in my last fantasy football draft. And I just didn't want to do it. The wide receivers, big question marks. Miles Sanders has a minor injury. They have like a couple of running backs behind him.
Yeah.
That offense worries me, not going to lie. And then they already lost 2 offensive linemen for the season to major injury. Big oofs. So, but I do have the Eagles at least beating this hapless Washington team. I almost made this a hot take, but I didn't, so I'll just bring it up as a question. My hot take was going to be Alex Smith does take a snap, like a real snap at some point this season. But I honestly didn't believe that in my heart. Like in my heart, I just don't want him to play. He's on the active roster, but I don't want him to do it. Do you think he will at some point? Like not like take a knee, not like it's a blowout. Like he takes a meaningful snap in a game because like Haskins is struggling or something.
Like Haskins is struggling and Kyle Allen gets hurt and Alex Smith has to go in. Ooh. It makes me so nervous that I don't see it happening because I just think Ron Rivera is not going to be a dummy and be like, yeah, you're good enough, right? Yeah, let's just
you have half a leg there.
Yeah. You're good.
Like there was a video of his family spraying him with champagne as he came out of the house, and he was like in his boot, like his strap thing on his leg. He was hobbling around trying not to awkwardly place that leg. Just doing that.
Yeah.
You want this man to scramble around a backfield, especially behind that Washington offensive line? Dear God, please don't.
If Alex Smith being on the active roster was some kind of like bonus in his contract, great. Give him the money. Let him ride the pine.
Yeah. But man, if both Kyle Allen and Dwayne Haskins go down,
oh boy,
that's not gonna. I'm scared. I'm scared. Dolphins and Patriots are up next. Dolphins at the Patriots. It's a new team there up in New England. A brand new team. Cam Newton's going to be the starter. They have virtually no one left on their defense except Stephon Gilmore from last season between free agency and people opting out. I took the Dolphins. I have Fitzmagic doing his thing. I don't know why.
I mean, it's that time of year for Fitzmagic. You know it's going to happen.
Yeah, weeks 1 through 4. He's bound to throw 4 or 5 touchdowns on these guys.
Yeah.
He's going to have a day. And then they have, I think, Van Noy, former Patriot, is on the Dolphins defense. So he's looking to get a little revenge on Bill Belichick.
Yeah.
And Zach comes in with a fair point. There's always the Belichick factor. And
Yeah.
I'll listen to that argument all day long because people doubt the Patriots all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Bill Belichick somehow puts out a playoff caliber team every single season. And then Tom Casey called me a knob. Sorry if I offended you, Tom, but I have the Dolphins beating the Patriots week 1 to make everyone scratch their heads.
There you go. I mean, I'm taking the Patriots, so. I mean,
damn it, Fred. We're supposed to be on the same page.
It's the Bill Belichick factor there, man. Like,
so
that's literally what I was going to talk about. Was like Bill Belichick just. It doesn't matter who's on that team. He's just like, here, do this, and then they win 14-3. Like, it's a Patriot thing, and I can't stand it. But Patriots, I think, take week 1.
All right, and since it's in New England, I'm leaning 55% Dolphins, 45 Patriots.
Okay,
as my odds. I'm not saying this is overwhelmingly favoring the Dolphins, but I do think they can pull it off. Tom Case, you putting money on that pick? I am not, because honestly, I don't gamble. I don't think I've ever put money on a game in my life. Because I just got done talking about how I won't spend $10 on 4 cans of beer. Do you really think I'm putting money on a football game? No, I don't. I'm not a gambler. If I go to the casino and I put a $5 chip down for like roulette, I'm sweating that I'm going to lose that $5 chip. So that's our first split, Dolphins and Patriots. All right. Packers at the Vikings. Packers at Vikings. I'm taking the Vikings.
Yeah.
I think the Vikings have something to prove. I think Kirk Cousins has got something to prove. Stephon Diggs is not there. They have the rookie and Justin Jefferson. Dalvin Cook is healthy. They know Alexander Madison's going to be great. Just in case Cook goes down. And that defense is scary. And, it's I would say top 10 defense. I'm not going to push it too much higher than that. But I think, who was their big? Donnell Hunter is out week 1, unfortunately, but they have Yannick. I think the Vikings can pull this off at home.
Yeah, I mean, there's no home field. Like, the home field advantage is almost gone, but I mean,
at least they're in a dome and not that crappy Lambeau field.
Yeah, like that's a pretty new stadium still, so that's pretty fancy. But yeah, I'm taking the Vikings there too.
Yeah, we talked a lot about what the Vikings are good at and what they have, but I think it's more about the Packers. Yeah, it's Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams. Okay. How they were 13-3 last year, I will never know. But God, the Packers are such an enigma because they can be 13-3, or they could have been like 9-7, 8-8, because some of those games are so close. They could have easily lost both those games to the Lions.
Oh yeah.
So we'll see what happens this season. Maybe Aaron Rodgers comes out week 1, chip on his shoulder because they drafted his backup, his replacement, I should say. But the Vikings will take it. Colts at the Jaguars. Yeah. Here we go. Is the jockstrap king going to be able to do anything this year with this team? No. Do you think that management of the Jaguars and coaching staff brought in Gardner Minshew into the office and they said to him, "Look, man, we love you, but this just isn't going to happen. Like, I need you. Go ahead and be a stud for 3.5 quarters. But if we're winning, I need you to throw that interception." But at the end of the day, they're asking him to do this to draft his replacement in Trevor Lawrence. That's the reality. They're asking him to maybe suck, or at least they're forcing him to suck by getting rid of the entire team. And they're going to draft his replacement. God bless Gardner Minshew, but that hurts. That hurts.
Yeah.
But then again, I'm not big on the Colts either because I hate Phillip Rivers. But I have them beating the Jaguars handedly.
Yeah. No, I do too. I don't think it's going to be a huge contest, but I'll take the Colts.
I'm just curious to see what happens with the Colts.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see if Phillip Rivers can do it. I'm curious to see if Jonathan Taylor comes in and just completely dominates, takes over from Marlon Mack and crushes it. Because that offensive line is probably the best in the league, maybe behind the Saints. That offensive line is amazing. Anyone can run behind that line.
Yeah.
When you get a healthy Marlon Mack and a Jonathan Taylor back there, whew, yes, sir. I'm excited for the Colts.
Yeah.
I just don't trust Phillip Rivers.
Mm-hmm.
The Bears at the Lions. I am taking the Lions on this one. And I actually have the Lions in my Survivor pool. If anyone's ever played that Survivor pools before, you got to pick a team to win every week. But if you use that team, you can't use them for the rest of the season. I took the Lions as my week 1 Survivor pick to win.
Nice.
And I see you had the Lions as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Those Bears are just not good.
Their leading rusher is like 5'6", and they brought in a $21 million quarterback that's going to ride the pine. Damn it, Bears! What are you doing? They went and got Khalil Mack, and God, they're going to waste his entire career.
Yep.
Gotta hate that team. Their defense seems like it should be good again. Like good.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say it's going to be great. Their defense should be good. Maybe top 10, maybe at number 10. But that offense is just god-awful. The Raiders at the Panthers. This one I struggled with.
Yeah, I had to think about it for a little bit too.
I had a lot of problem with this one because I like the Raiders for... I love Darren Waller. I absolutely adore Josh Jacobs. He's my fave. I think I have him on like every one of my fantasy teams. I don't know, but I just took the Panthers, and I don't know why. It just felt right. Maybe it's because I love Teddy Bridgewater. I don't know.
I mean, it's the West Coast team coming to the East Coast for a 1:00 game.
Yeah, that I didn't even think about that. That's
always a disadvantage to the West Coast team for the most part.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like the Raiders I hadn't heard much about them, and I feel like they're just there, it seems like.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't really know what they're doing either. I don't even know what's their future? That's a question every team needs to answer.
Yeah.
And or at least in the position that, the Raiders are in. Like if you're Tampa Bay, you don't really need to ask that question. If you're the Seahawks or the Bills, you don't really need to ask that question. What's your future plan right now for the Raiders? Are you going to tank, or are you happy with Derek Carr? Are you going to tank and build up that defense more to help compete against Patrick Mahomes? Are you happy with what you have? Where are they at right now? And I don't know I don't even know if they know the answer to that. They don't know what they want. They're just going to play the season and be like, whatever happens, happens. And they're going to end up picking 15th and get some crappy player that they should have tanked and got something better. But
yeah,
I feel like they're forever stuck at that middle pick, and it's a terrible place to be.
Yeah, definitely.
So we both got the Panthers.
Yep.
Here we go. Jets at the Bills.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So I see you're picking the Jets here. Oh.
Wait. What? When did that change?
Oh, sorry. Never mind. The Bills. We both have the Bills.
Yes.
Go ahead and defend your pick.
Oh, what's there to defend?
Just in case there's a Jets fan, just in case a Jets fan watches this at some point or listens to it.
Oh, last year, week 1, the Jets were favored to win against the Bills by 6 points, and the Bills ended up squeaking that out with a second-year quarterback and with just still getting used to his receivers. The Bills, I think, are more connected now and more of a team than they were last year, week 1. So, yeah, I'm not even if the Jets get up on the Bills, I'll start getting a little worried, but that defense is going to be all over Sam Darnold.
Yeah, I think Sam Darnold will be seeing some ghosts out there. Y'all thought we forgot. We didn't forget. Seeing ghosts. Never forget that. Yeah, it's going to be a tough day for Sammy.
Yeah.
I just want to see what Le'Veon Bell's going to do for the season. Even if the Jets go like 2-14 on the season, I want to see if Le'Veon Bell can return to Le'Veon Bell from like Pittsburgh. That's what I want to see. That's what I'll be watching for.
I'll watch for it, but I hope it doesn't happen.
No, I don't, at least not this week. The Browns at the Ravens. We both have the Ravens here. That's, again, it's another aspect. Like, I can't wait to see what the Browns can do. They have some new talent in there. They address the offensive line a little bit. I'm very worried about the defense.
Yeah.
Greedy Williams isn't going to play. They lost Delpit for the season. They have Myles Garrett. There you go. They also lost Justin Schobert, their linebacker. So a little concerned about the defense, but the offense should be good, but not enough to beat the Ravens. Seahawks at the Falcons.
Yeah.
We crapped on them last year in Atlanta. So this is back-to-back years we have to travel to Atlanta, but that's fine.
Wow.
We still get to play Todd Gurley. Get to say hello to our old friend Todd, who normally destroys us. But I'm taking the Seahawks. I'm going to let Russ cook. He's going to tear apart that Falcon secondary that's virtually non-existent. It's going to be a great day.
There you go. I thought about this one for probably a little bit longer, definitely a lot longer than you did. I was like, I don't know. Like, you don't know what that Falcons team is going to do, but the Seahawks are just going to come in prepared, and they're just going to wreck house.
Initially, I was a little worried about Todd Gurley because I've seen Todd Gurley tear apart the Seahawks before, and he's rested. It's early in the season. It's week 1.
Yeah.
He's healthy. Well, he's healthy. He's ready to go. But then I remembered we have Jamal Adams.
Yeah.
We brought in Jamal Adams to stop the run because our defensive line struggled with that. Jamal Adams is going to be playing a Cam Chancellor role. And then I became not worried about Todd Gurley. And I moved on with my life and said the Seahawks will win.
I think the Falcons should be worried about Todd Gurley, though. Like, he's on the East Coast now. There's a lot more humidity over here. Like, that could be messing with his arthritis.
That's interesting.
Might have a bad rainstorm coming through. His knees might act up. It might be getting that.
He's gonna be like those. He's gonna be like those old ladies that walk around and be like, "It's gonna rain." How do you know? Oh, my arthritis. My knee is all swollen.
Yeah, he's going from that dry climate to that humid climate. Like, it's he's got to watch out there.
Interesting. Very interesting point, Fred. Diving deep into the injuries. That's what we do here at On and Off the Field, the award-winning podcast On and Off the Field. Chargers at the Bengals. I think we talked about this at one point. That's a tough week 1 for Joe Burrow. Against that Chargers defense.
Yeah.
Oof. That
even
sucks.
with the loss of Derwin James, that's still a tough defense for him to take up against.
We both had the Chargers here, but someone had the gall. Someone had the absolute gall to call Derwin James the best defensive back in football. Has this guy played more than 5 games? I don't think he has.
Maybe around. He
got hurt his rookie season.
Yep.
Maybe around midseason, so maybe 8 games, and then he's going to be out for this year. You can't call the guy the best defensive back in the league when he's played half a season. He has a lot of upside, and I was upset when the Seahawks didn't draft him. But I think you have to pump the brakes there a little bit.
A little bit.
Cardinals at 49ers. I have the Cardinals. You know me. I'm big on them this season, and I'm not big on the 49ers. But you chose.
I took the 49ers. I think it's early in the season where you're still going to get a little bit of carryover from last year for the 49ers. Maybe. I mean, they're going to have something planned there with Kyle Shanahan. I think that now when the Cardinals and 49ers meet again this year, that's probably the game I'm going to have trouble picking. But for this one, I'll take the 49ers.
They're going to run the ball. There's not going to be a secret here. They don't have any wide receivers like active on this roster for the 49ers. And if the Cardinals just play the run, they move up Buda Baker. I mean, just play one-on-one on the outside, bring up Buda Baker to help with the run and George Kittle. Yeah. It's over. It's, there's your game plan. You take care of that offense and then let Kyler and D-Hop go to work. But there's our second difference. Have to keep an eye on this. We're going to keep a running tally for our picks of the season. We'll see who wins at the end.
All right.
The loser has to donate $100 to charity.
All right.
Maybe. I don't know. That just literally came out of nowhere. We'll figure out. We'll work on that. The Buccaneers at the Saints. Very interesting one, but we both went Saints.
Yeah. Oh, it's New Orleans.
Yeah.
I don't think Tommy Boy's ready yet.
Yeah, that was why I went with it. It's week 1 with a brand new offense, all new players.
Yeah.
That was my main reason.
Did you see Bruce Arians' beard?
No, he has a beard now.
Oh yeah, he looks so different right now.
Oh god.
He did like a press conference after one of their practices, and I was like, "Who is that?" And then I looked at it a little hard. It's not like super long, but it just like it's an old man short beard.
Old man short beard. Oh, yeah. That's an interesting looking. I mean, he still has in this picture. He still has his like little cool hat on.
Yeah, that's how I knew it was him. Like I other than that, I wasn't like, who's this guy?
Very interesting beard because normally he rode the goatee normally.
Yep.
Cowboys at the Rams. Yeah, first game in SoFi Stadium. Cowboys are going to hand it to them. Yep. Absolutely hand it to the Rams.
Rams won't get the win. SoFi is going to have a losing record so far.
Yeah, starting out the season 0-1, Sunday Night Football. CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup, Mari Cooper, Zeke Elliott. It's going to be gross.
Yeah.
And then the Steelers at the Giants, our last split. I've gone against everything I said because right now, there's one more at the bottom?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't scroll. So we actually have 2 more splits.
Yeah.
I have the Steelers because Big Ben is currently still healthy. And I hate the Giants defense, everything about it. So I actually have the Steelers winning at least week 1.
Yeah. I mean, I took the Giants because I was thinking about Steelers offense, Giants defense. Steelers offense, Giants defense. I'm going to go Giants.
Interesting. Because the Giants defense, who's on the Giants defense?
I don't know.
Yeah. I can at least name a couple Steelers.
They got Saquon Barkley on the other side. Come on.
And that's the other part of it, though. You said Steelers offense, Giants defense. I'm going more Giants offense, Steelers defense. A defense that is probably the best in the league, maybe second best in the league. That's scary. And Daniel Jones will be the second AFC East player seeing ghosts. And then the last one, my apologies, is the Titans at the Broncos. And I have the Titans beating the Broncos, which is going against everything I've said in this offseason.
Yeah.
But I have to see the Broncos actually work first before I give them the win. I have to see Drew Lock with his new rookie wide receivers. And Cortland Sutton just had an injury. So I don't even know if he's going to play. But I got a couple of questions about the Broncos still. I don't have too many questions about the Titans.
I feel like that's because we know what the Titans are, and they're just the Titans. They're Titans. Like they have a simple game plan, and that's all it is. I feel like the intrigue of the Broncos at home, I think that's where I give them the edge. At Mile High Stadium,
just snowed the other day.
Yeah. What better way to kick off the NFL season for the Broncos than to play in the snow?
I hope it snows again. I hope it snows week 1. What a 2020 thing to happen.
That's such a 2020 thing to happen.
But if that happens, you definitely have to pick the Titans to win because they're going to run the ball better. They have Melvin Gordon over there now, but you'd like to think Derrick Henry would run the ball better in the snow than Drew Lock would pass it in the snow.
Well, Drew Lock, he practices up there all the time.
I guess all the time. I mean,
Well,
2 seasons.
I know, but like he's
Yeah, I
probably
know.
more acclimated to it than Derrick Henry coming from Tennessee to Denver to play
Yeah,
once a year, if that.
yeah. And it's tough to run that hard and that long in that kind of climate and that thin air up there.
Yeah.
He's gonna be wearing a gas mask the entire time on the sideline. All right, those are all our picks. Go ahead and write them down. You can hold us to them. We'll give you the final results on Tuesday's show for those.
Yeah.
But we're gonna move on to. I never even changed the banner. Gosh darn it.
And it was NFL news. We were picking games.
Yeah, I guess. So we have some hot takes, and these we're going to write down, and these are what we're sticking to for the entire season. These are what we're going into the season with, loud and proud on our chest. This is the hot take. This is going to happen this season, and we'll go back and forth here. So my number one, most people probably already know these, some of them at least. My number one is the Titans will miss the playoffs because Derrick Henry went on a monster stretch.
Mm-hmm.
He did amazing. He was a beast. Ran for like 1,000 yards in like 9 games. Insane.
Mm-hmm.
He's been in the league for a while now, and for most of that time period, people called him a bust. Granted, that was before Ryan Tannehill comes in. That was before, Vrabel comes in. Things changed.
Yeah.
I think Derrick Henry reverts back to his bust form, and then they have to rely on Ryan Tannehill.
Mm-hmm.
And we've all seen teams rely on Tannehill before, and that's usually not the prettiest thing in the world.
No.
So I have the Titans missing the playoffs.
All right. So for my first one, it's not as specific, but an NFL team will make the playoffs with a losing division record. With the expanded playoffs here, there will be someone who has a losing record in their division and will still make the playoffs.
And when I first read that, I kind of thought, that's a weird one. Like, why would you specify division record? But then you think about it, that's even harder when you have a losing record in your division. That means you have to be 2-4 in your division, and then you get to make the playoffs. That'd be insane.
2-4 and go 8 and 2-4. So you'd be 12-4 if you were to win out on non-division games.
Else. Wow.
Right?
So that'd be crazy. That'd be kind of crazy. But yeah, we're excited.
2020, you never know.
Yeah, the expanded playoffs are a very interesting thing. So let's see here. Number 2, I have the Cardinals having a better season than the 49ers. Super Bowl hangover for the 49ers.
Yeah.
Kyler Murray in his second season. He gets DeAndre Hopkins as his number 1 wide receiver. You still have Larry Fitz there. You have Christian Kirk. Monster season for the Cardinals, I think. People think it's going to take an extra season for them to figure things out. Nah, I think they're good. At least the offense is good. And I think the 49ers just have I have a billion questions for the 49ers. So Cardinals over the 49ers.
All right. So my number 2 is the Patriots will not make the playoffs.
But yeah, you have them winning week 1.
Hey, every blind squirrel finds a nut sometimes.
Very true. Very true.
Yeah. That's
just too many missing pieces. Even the Belichick factor can't get them back to the playoffs this season.
Nope. I think they've lost too much this year.
I agree. I'll make that my 4th hot take. I'll agree with you on that one.
All right.
And then my last one is NFL viewership. NFL viewership will not go down, and it will. I'm not going to say it will be at all-time highs, but I don't think it'll go below their normal season average due to the social justice protests. You see people say all the time, I'm boycotting the NFL. I'm not watching this crap.
Yeah.
You're watching it. You know why
Yep.
you're watching it? Because it's football. It's the NFL. Everyone watches the NFL. Guess what? You're watching. So they're all liars, and NFL
Well,
viewership will not go down.
that's the thing too. If that person says they're going to boycott the NFL, like I've seen comments on social media, like if I see the team take a knee, I'm not watching them ever again. Well,
Just tune
you
in
have
late.
to watch. You have to watch the game in order to see them take a knee. You already count for viewership. You're
Yeah.
already host.
Or you
You're
can
just
just tune in after the anthem. Just tune in like 10 minutes after the game starts, or like just wait until it actually starts. Wait till kickoff. You won't see it then.
Yeah.
Maybe that's their workaround. I don't want to watch them kneel. If I see them kneel, I won't watch any games this season. But they're not going to tune in for the pregame. That's their workaround. They never said they're not going to boycott and not watch the entire season. They're just not going to watch them kneel. See, they're clever. Clever gooses there. All right, go ahead with your last two.
All right, last two. I have the Broncos are making the playoffs even after losing Von Miller for the season.
That's
I
hot.
think I think there's still some spunk there that Broncos are going to be. They're going to be itching for something, and I think it's a playoff spot.
I disagree with that. That's hot.
Okay.
I'm not taking that one from you. That's all yours.
All right. Last one I have, the AFC Championship game will be the Buffalo Bills versus the Kansas City Chiefs.
You know, I like it. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
I don't see why not.
Yeah.
They have Stephon Diggs. That offense could be great. That defense is already great.
We all know the Ravens aren't winning in the playoffs. So.
No, they'll be out week one. That's fine. They'll be out in the wild card, whatever round they play in.
Yeah.
That's fun. And to round out the show, because we have some pregame to go watch for the Texans and Chiefs here, round out the show. Let's go watch some football. Fred, your official 2020-2021 NFL season Super Bowl prediction.
Super Bowl, is it 50? I don't know what it is. Whatever. In February, it will be the Chiefs and the Saints. And I will take the Chiefs to win back-to-back.
Chiefs versus Saints. The Saints finally get over the hump. They don't choke. They make it a Super Bowl, but they can't finish it.
Yeah.
Very good. I like that pick. I have the Seattle Seahawks against the Chiefs. And the Chiefs ripped my heart out, just like the Patriots did. And the Chiefs win back-to-back years.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, we mostly agree there.
Yeah, for the most part. But even our other teams starts with S's, Saints and Seahawks.
Yeah.
There you go. But the Chiefs are still going to win.
Yep.
Dan Patrick's official Super Bowl pick was the Ravens versus Dallas.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, very hot. That's spicy.
That is spicy. Need some Tums after that one.
Yeah, so he's basically saying the Ravens will beat the Chiefs probably in the AFC Championship game, if I had to say.
Mm-hmm.
And then Dallas finally everything just clicks for Dallas, and they can finally have a good season. They have the pieces, but they just can't click. All right, well, that's our show. There's our hot takes, our Super Bowl picks, our Week 1 picks. It's all out there for you. This is now On and Off the Field, the award-winning On and Off the Field podcast with Durf and Dylan. Football's here, and it's here for a while, and we're so excited. So excited. So it's time to go watch that football. Thank you for tuning in. If you did tune into this show, very much appreciated. Now we're going to sign off early here. We normally go like an hour 30 these days, but we're getting out of your way so you can go watch the game, so you can go watch pregame. Enjoy football. It's finally back. Durf, give these people some advice.
Protect your nuts.